I'll Demon Phoenix back with episode 11 of my Death March playthrough on the 4.0 patch. I hope you enjoy. Please like, comment and sub. So yeah, insectoid there. Ow! Neck. Ow! Alright, that's level 11. So, one thing we do want to do is get Tawny Owl on again. And then I really need to sort out my abilities as well. So, get Swallow on. Because I just remembered that I could be having way more powerful abilities here by making use of those slots that we've got at level 6. So I'll just beat these and then we'll go from there. Okay, keep Swallow going. Swallow's the most important thing in this fight, Swallow and Quen. So these Draga warriors have a nasty habit of hitting you quite hard and setting on poisoning, and I don't have the golden Oriole yet, so yeah. Make sure that I keep Quen up, damage them with fire if I can, kill it with fire! Yeah, so, I mean, like I say, you don't have to take these off, you could just ride Roach again, so just bear that in mind. And then I will revamp the abilities, because we've got some really good stuff we can do with that. Again, these things have armor, so you do want to be killing them with heavy attacks where possible. Burn that, kill those. Right, sound. Oh, it's an abandoned site, not a monster nest. There we go. Okay, cool. Right. Right, so there's our abandoned site. Superb. Herbalist, see if he's got anything useful. Don't think he tends to have anything to buy, like recipes. I stand corrected. Probably just white gull again, isn't it? Oh, blow. I am so glad that I saved your little settlement, sir. I'm assuming these are not massively expensive, which they're not. I will buy 2 bear fat, because although there are plenty of bears to kill all over the place, I want to make these straight away. So we get the enhanced hangman's venom and the ogre oil. Terrific. We can also create 2 potions now, so we've got Golem's heart and can create blizzard. And we can make White Rafford in case we need to heal up a little bit as well. Super. Still need 1 Drown the Tongue, but yeah, that's cool. Marvellous.
Won't be as cocky once the Baron's men whip your arse.
I just saved all your people's stuff. Why are you getting so mad? Weirdos. Right, so want to meditate again. Right, let's go over the skills and what you can do with these skills. So there are 2 ways that you can go about this. You can, well, we're going to save it first, just to be sure. So we'll save it first. Right, so there are 2 ways you can go about this. Either you can use fast metabolism, in which case you'll use a potion, it lasts for its normal amount of time, but the toxicity goes down really quickly, so you can use a couple of potions at once. The advantages are that's very low maintenance, and you can then use a potion on top, and once your toxicity drops back to 50 out of 100, you'll stop taking damage, which, because the potion toxicity drops very quickly, will usually be right after a fight. That's great. And then you can use that in conjunction with refreshment, so that every time you use one of these aforementioned potions, it heals 30% of your vitality, because you'd have 3 points in that skill. So that's very good, and it's lower maintenance. Like I say, you can just put on a decoction or not even bother with that and just use the potions, and then you will basically have the toxicity go down really quickly. You can use pretty much whatever potions you want and make use of them in combat, and the next time you get into a fight, you do the same thing again. When you run out of potions, you can then meditate. That is really good. I may demonstrate that a little bit later, but I'd need to reload the save and do it. The other option that I'm going to do is I'm going to get Endure Pain, and I'm going to get Delayed Recovery. And the reason that Delayed Recovery is so good is because you can basically have all the potions going at once and just either keep them topped up, if you remember, or you can just use white honey to clear them and then use them all again, and then you can keep using different potions over time to keep the toxicity topped up, and that means that like Swallow will always be active and always be healing you, because then that offsets the toxicity damage. So for example, Blizzard's really good, the superior one's incredible, but this 20% slowdown when you're in danger, which is pretty much always, is really good, but it only lasts 8 seconds, so you use that in combat and then that's you're good then. But what you can do with delayed recovery is you can have that active all the time, and that is very powerful. So for example, I will put on one of the other potions like Maribor Forest, and then have Tawny Owl and Swallow, and then when my toxicity drops a little bit, I'll be able to use more of them. So now my toxicity is 78, but as soon as it drops a couple more points, I'll be able to put Enhanced Thunderbolt on it, and then after it drops another 25, I'll be able to put Superior Petri on, and if I keep them topped up all the time, then they will all remain active when they normally would have run out, and it's just really powerful and I absolutely love it. So delayed recovery, now my favourite skill in the game, and one that I think is in the running to be considered as most powerful. And as you can see now, we've got everything being, your Tawny Owl stays active, Swallow's about to run out, except it won't, it just carries on going, and that is why it's extremely powerful. Now we put Superior Thunderbolt on there, and it doesn't matter that we're over the toxicity threshold, because we've still got all of the Swallow active, and as soon as we get Enhanced Swallow, that'll be Enhanced Swallow being active all the time, and then Superior, and so on and so forth. So you always got that large amount of healing, and it'll even heal you outside of battle as well. And as soon as your toxicity keeps dropping, the reason that I waited until we've got the 3 points in delayed recovery is because it starts off at 85%, then 75%, and then 70%, and then 55%, and that makes a huge difference. It's a lot easier to maintain at 55% than it is the rest of the time. So when it's 70%, you've not much leeway, because your potions cost like 20 to 25 points to apply, so you'd have to be remembering to reapply them pretty much all the time. As soon as it drops down, you'd have to be like, remembering to keep using potions and try and keep them in use. But when it's 55, you've got that little bit of leeway, and I just feel that makes it well worth using. So if we look here, I used the wrong oil there, didn't I? Because I thought it was going to be Neckers. But anyway, assuming these are Neckers, when my toxicity drops a little bit, it's still at 70, but it's still at 80 there, so 80 out of 100. But when it drops a little bit more, I'll be able to use something like Black Blood or Petri's Filter, and then have that active on top of all the others. So you can see that because the toxicity remains above 55, they're all active even though they all should have run out, which is really strong. And the stronger your potions get, like your enhanced, when you get Enhanced Tawny Owl and Enhanced Swallow, it just becomes stronger and stronger. So I really feel like this is extremely powerful for being level 6, and you can see, like, I don't have to worry about Swallow running out now, I just have to worry about keeping my toxicity up, and that's really useful. So I just feel like this is the best combination, and this is what I was going to be recommending using. And only one of them got set on fire there, but because my toxicity has dropped down enough, now I can apply another potion. So now on top of all that, I have Enhanced Petri Filter as well, and see, burning them all there. And it deals more direct damage with Igni for what that's worth, because the direct damage isn't really what's the thing, but just really useful. And so you just get stronger and stronger, and if you're doing you're roaming the world, you can just get into the habit of trying to keep your toxicity that high, and you've got that little bit of leeway. And then later on, if you want, you can also put Acquired Tolerance in the build, and that makes it even easier to be keeping that toxicity up. So yeah, that is the plan that I had for this playthrough. And yeah, we've got the slowdown active from Blizzard as well, and when we get enhanced and then eventually superior Blizzard, they'll be active the whole time as well. So just want to put our Ogroid oil back on. And you can actually have Erden active as well, and that's very powerful. So you've got the poisoning from Poison Blades or the Mag Sword, whichever it was. There you go. And you just get stronger and stronger as you build up the number of potions that you've got active from delayed recovery. So eventually we'll be, use the Black Blood as well. And because Swallow remains active the whole time, Swallow heals at like a very quick rate. because you know it's a potion, so it doesn't last very long, and that's why delayed recovery is so powerful with it, because actually it just makes it last virtually indefinitely. So you don't have to use a separate potion and go in the menu every time. I just do it because you want to be making use of that where possible, but you can just use the same potions that are in your quick select down here and then just keep using those. So one more toxicity drops, one more, there you go, pop another and we're good to go. Right, so that is delayed recovery. Man, I love that skill. So that is how we get it set up. So we've got poison blades there. The other thing you can do is that if you want, because we've got 4059 vitality there, if instead of poison blades you want to have a bit more defensive utility, you can switch endure pain, and because we're always going to be over that threshold now by design, you get an extra, well, 30% health, so it's gone up to 5200, so that's quite a big difference as well. So I'll just stick with poison blades. I like poison blades, but you can definitely go with endure pain if you wish. And there you go. Now we're extremely well set up. I just need to find the enhanced swallow diagram somewhere, and then we're good to go. So we've got Ladies of the Wood. You can go and do the things with the crookback crones and all that, and you can also go and speak to Kira on the secondary quests, and yeah, she's got a few other things to do. We'll go and do all that kind of stuff. Right, let me go back to the fast travel marker, and we'll go from there and travel back to Kira's. Random chest, cool. They drown us, try and get himself a drowner tongue for a Maribor, that'll be good. Yeah, drowner, sweet. Give me a drowner tongue, you cheeky thing. Get this thing burning. Cool. Monster bone, no drowner tongue, how rude. Now what I want to do is once the toxicity drops to 74, I'll be able to use the black blood, which will be very useful for fighting these folk. So I'll try and take these out. So yeah, we've got the slight slowdown from regular blizzard, because that's still active, even though, like you say, it will have usually worn off after a very short amount of time. And you can set them burning a lot easier. So blizzard in conjunction with the Tornial, it makes things a lot easier to fight. And those large group of level 9 drowners, so you see how much easier that was without having to dodge as much. It's just getting into the habit of remembering to keep it topped up. But yeah, if you don't want to have that kind of playstyle, you could keep a manual save, try the delayed recovery version, and then go back. Bear in mind you'd have to replay whatever you'd done since, if that makes sense. So I'll be going with delayed recovery. You could just as easily go with fast metabolism, which is also a very good way of playing. Enhanced Devil's Puffball, excellent. I'll make that shortly. I'm going to take out these things. I think this is an undiscovered location. Yeah, monster nest, nice. So I'll do this, destroy the monster nest, because we want to be... see, look at all those glorious potions we've got active. So now we've got Blizzard and Maribor and Tornial and Swallow and Thunderbolt and Petrish Filter and Black Blood. And that's why I love delayed recovery so very much. Just keep them topped up. Eventually we'll get Killer Whale and we get a lot more Drowner Tongues, because next I'm going to use the next Drowner Tongue to make the enhanced Maribor Forest, and then we'll eventually get enough so that we can use 5 more to make Killer Whale, and Killer Whale's good because it only costs 15 and that tops it up quite easy. Near these drop a Drowner Tongue. There are plenty of these in Crookback Bog though, so you'll get one eventually because Drowners are quite a common enemy. So. I wasn't even using the correct oil. Get this thing, a couple more. Fire damage, rocket. Try and draw these together and try and burn as many of them at the same time as we can. There we go. Wow, this one's really resilient to the ye olde burning. Normally with the enhanced Petri being active, you'll normally burn them quite a lot easier than that. Drowner Tongue, there we go. Fantastic. So you pick up a lot of different things. So what do we need? Nothing that we're particularly worried about losing here to get the enhanced Devil's Puffball. And then we want to be making the enhanced Mariball. So now we just need 4 more Drowner Tongues to make Killer Whale, which is quite useful as well. And we got one from there anyway, so 3 more Drowner Tongues. Assigned Silver Sword. 1 more Drowner. Lone enemy, don't forget you can use Axie. I always criminally underrate Axie, I always forget about it, but Igni's better for these things. Look how much damage they take from that. Get quite a lot of damage there. And again, just remember, right, I've got everything that I want active now, so I'll just use the same potions as I've already got active, just to keep that toxicity up, and just keep remembering to tap them. Like, it doesn't make any difference if you try and use them when your toxicity is already high enough, and if it's too high it'll just tell you, and then you know how far you're off before being able to activate one again. So I just popped another swallow there, and then I'll go and find a fast travel point and go back to Kira. Another Drowner Tongue. See, we're quite close to having Killer Whale already. So, and like I say, the thing about Killer Whale is it's kind of useful if you dive in and getting stuff. It's good then. It's very niche. It doesn't do anything in combat, but it's good for keeping it topped up because it's only 15 points. Same for Cat, although if you have Cat and delayed recovery, then you're going to be blinded a lot of the time because when you're outside, I don't like having Cat active, even though it does increase your critical hit chance. I don't like being blinded all the time by having that, so that's why we're not too fussed about having Cat. But yeah, tremendously useful for everything else. Particularly, it gets easier and easier because you know, when you get more of the charges, so you're having to meditate less frequently, and so especially if you're running around where, like when we're doing Fike Island, hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate that there are a lot of things where there are a lot of enemies in very short succession, a lot of different little mini quests and things. Oh, level 13 Algul. Probably shouldn't take this on. Just fair warning, don't do this. But yeah, we'll have a look.
Damn, you're ugly.
Damn, you are ugly. So we'll try and get him burned in, which we did. Oh, okay. Well, that did a lot of damage. Red mutagen, sweet. Alguls are one of the few sources of lesser red mutagens in this particular area, this area being Bellin, so get those. That was cool. Those Neckers, yeah, more Neckers. Switch back to Ogrod Oil, and like you just get into the habits of things like not Necrophage. When you Ogrod Oil, you can use those potions when you're in the menu. Keep delayed recovery active. Alright. Boom. Oh, he didn't drop anything, that's rude. Oh, I missed it. See, the direct damage from Igni isn't that much, but like the damage from when they actually do get burnt is very substantial, so that's why we love Igni, especially when combined with Oh, he did drop something. That's weird. But like later. How bizarre. Yeah, yeah. Get here. Oh, he's been quite resistant to yieldy burning, yeah. Fortunately, with Thunderbolt we do so much damage that it doesn't really matter. Oh, that'll be because I knocked the sign intensity down by 10%. You know what? I'm really using Igni's burning quite a lot, so I'm going to stick with that. Whilst it's 10% of sign intensity, I'd almost prefer to have that. So, yeah. Cool that we got a red meters in though. Okie dokie. Right, I've lost my bearings. I need to find this fast travel marker. Yeah. Double back on ourselves. Red roach to the fast travel marker, and then I will make my way to Kira and do those Fike Island quests. Why are you not galloping, Roach? That's weird. Whatever. Got quite a few armors to sell, so actually I'll fast travel back to Novigrad first, and then we will reroute and go the way of the yeah, we'll reroute and then sell things in Novigrad, and then we'll go after that. Little bit of post-comms here. I actually was wandering about and found this night wraith before I decided to go and visit the herbalist, and it's level 15 and you shouldn't fight this kind of thing on death march most of the time, but you know what, I was like, let's just see how strong delayed recovery really is. Should be able to deal with this. Wraiths don't always deal immense damage, and we have decent elemental resistance by putting on the correct oil with protective coating and the I think we have about 19% elemental, 21% elemental resistance, something like that, so it does reduce the damage a little bit. Use the moon dust there. I just thought, you know what, I'll try and take this thing out because you get dark essence from it if you're able to beat them, and yeah, so I just decided to put this in with this little bit of post comms, and then after I take this thing out, it carries on with going back to the regular commentary. So these little spectres, the race that it summons when it splits into 3 separate wraiths, they drain your health when they're in range, but if you noticed, I used Ard to knock them out, so you only need to do 1 hit. So either hit them closely when they come close to stop them draining your health, or even better, hit them from distance with Ard, or I believe Magic Trap, the alternate Erden, will zap them as well from distance. So if you have that, that's a pretty good one. So just fighting this wraith here, and then the bit when it picks up, when the video goes back to speaking to the herbalist outside his hut, that's where it picks up on the live comms again. So yeah, I'll just leave this and let you watch the rest of this fight, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, so what I've done after we've just finished speaking to Tamara and doing that's the Baron's daughter, not the herbalist in White Orchard, I've done Kira's quests, and so now we've got to investigate remaining leads, which is the Ladies of the Bog, and I can do some of the side quests and things if I like as well. Got Wild at Heart, should have that. We've got the Fike Isle ones, Tower Full of Mice, I'll do those next I think. And we should have the Aramis one, that one, Dairy and Darkness. I'll be able to do that now as well. But a couple of really important things that we've got to do is just have a look here. So we get our next slot at level 8, then we get another mutation here, so I'm very well set up with protective coating, either delayed recovery or fast metabolism. Like I was saying, refreshment if you have fast metabolism, endure pain, can go over poison blades if you like, but because I've reached level 7, I can now use the extra swords if I want. So they're more damaging, you lose the poison chance, but we have still got poison blades, and they give Ignisign intensity bonus, which is good, and they give critical hit chance, critical damage bonus, so that's pretty good. So we're going to use these. Same thing, you lose the poison chance, but oh, that's a random sword that I picked up. So these two random swords would actually be really pretty good. So Glory of the North and Malgrim, both of those are pretty good, and they've got 3 slots. But for sticking with the theme of this also being sort of a walkthrough, I want to be sticking with the things that you can get easily, and you can get these just for linking your account, so I'm going to go with these ones. I want to get the relics from these, so I want to get the I want to dismantle the 2 Witcher swords to be able to get the Divana runestones back and put those in. And you can also use this, so the resistances are a little bit lower and the armor rating's a little bit higher, so if you want you can switch or you can leave it be. It also has one slot that you can put the you know, like one of these, the glyphs in, and boost your sound intensity a little bit. So if you're wanting to, you can switch away from the chest piece. It's debatable whether the chest piece is actually better, because armor rating, as I was explaining earlier, counts for very, very little. So I think it's probably better to stick with the actual warrior's leather jacket. But in terms of the actual other parts of the gear, they should be better. So as you can see, you lose a little bit of elemental resistance there, but it's better resistance to everything else. So let's have a comparison, shall we? So that would be 38 armor, which isn't really relevant. So 24, 10, 11, 12, 21. 24. Right, and then if we switch these gloves, trousers, and boots, and then refresh the inventory screen, we've got a fair amount more armor there, but also a little bit of extra resistances. So well worth switching there, because what we lose a tiny little bit of, I think it was elemental resistance we were losing there. But so there you've got resistance to elemental damage, which you lose. So we'd take very slightly more from wraiths, but we'd have better resistances to everything else. And wraiths you can deal with, I feel, fairly easily anyway. So yeah, I'm going to stick with that. So I want to go and dismantle those 2 swords, and then I'll probably stick with, as cool as that armor is, that's pretty cool looking armor, so you could definitely go with this, but I just feel like it's better to stick with the higher resistances of the warrior's leather jacket. That's cool. And the gloves and the gauntlets and trousers and things don't look too out of place with that starting armor, so nice. I can live with that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll go with that. I also, because I'm slightly higher level, wanted to experiment and come back and speak to the herbalists.
Hey there.
And see if they had anything else. So let's have a quick check and see. Because I have this theory that there are certain things that, like that, right? Okay, so he didn't have a golden aureole before, definitely not, even though it's only a basic potion. So that's kind of weird. Could also get, and now he's got Dimeritium Bomb. I can't remember if he had those before, because I remember I didn't buy some of those because they were expensive. 248 is quite a lot to pay for the Dancing Star manuscripts, but I have got the enhanced Dancing Star one available, so I could make that straight away. So that is tempting, but I think I'll probably just leave it for now. I can always come back. Let's have a look. Does it show you? You can see what's in these things. Well, I'm sure you can normally. Item info, there you go. Saltpeter and sulfur, so that's really, really easy to make. But I'll probably find it somewhere. So yeah, the golden aureole though, I wanted to see if I could get that one, so make that right away, assuming I've got the ingredients. Yeah. And oh, I got the enhanced golden aureole one. I think I bought that from the herbalist in Novigrad as well. Went back to him and he had that one, so got light essence. Right, sorted. So need a couple of drowner tongues, and I need one more light essence, so I need to fight another noon wraith for that, and then I'll be able to make the enhanced golden oriole as well. Cool. Right, so still got everything going from our alchemy, so I'll add the golden oriole to that right away. Sweet. And in due course we'll use that enhanced maribor, add that to it as well. Right, so I can either go and do the Crookback Bog one, or I can go and do the Fike Island quests. I think I'll probably go and do the Fike Island quest first. They're all around this sort of level anyway, so I can do any of that. Let's have a look, and we can do Wild at Heart at some point as well. Right, nice. First things first, I want to just go and dismantle those. Still not got this fast travel point yet. I want to dismantle the swords and get the when I dismantle the swords and get the, oh my life, Divana Runestones. Jeez, got stuck there for a minute. Got the get the Divana Runestones back.
Nothing.
Bit dramatic. Right, I can talk to this guy as well. Haven't visited the bookstore yet. There's him and there's another merchant on the square who are best people to sell books to, so I'll sell some books to him.
Be glad.
Let's have a look. And get rid of all this stuff. Where are the books? Yeah. So as long as you've read everything, which I pretty much have, sell everything to him. Some sell for quite a lot, so you can make a decent amount of money doing this. Plus, if you've read them all, they're already in your book and journal entries and things. So, like, you've got 75, selling a couple of them there. You can even sell those maps as long as you've read them already. And you know, if they're greyed out and it says you've already read this in green, then absolutely fine to sell these. All right, so get rid of all these. As you can see, we've made about 500 and odd crowns there, so it's pretty good. Right, I always keep Jan's letter. I don't know why I'm so sentimental. And you can sell other stuff to him as well if you want. I think he gives decent prices. Yeah, he gives okay prices, so that's cool. Then you can do this this little thing which is dead funny. So you can do this little quest, read the books, and then sell them back to him. So you pick up these 5 or so books and then sell them back to him.
Through cauterization, a study. My manifesto must be it. More about inside. The vampire's last likeness.
Letter from A. That's from one of the previous Witcher games or something. I can't remember who that's about, but you do the message from an old friend. Complete that. And then you can sell these books back to him, which is funny as heck. So, hey, you know these books that I literally just stole from you? I can sell them back to you. He's got a pretty good deck for cards as well. If you're playing Gwent, he's pretty good. So, you know, worth playing, but just be warned, it's quite dangerous.
Farewell.
Alright, okay, so. Okay, Tyromancy, cheese divination, all those normal type of things. Right, so I think I had some blinders for Roach, I just noticed. I don't know where I picked those up, but we have literally none, so put those on for now. We'll get some Zerrikanian ones later when we go to Skellige. This is the other guy who you can sell books to, but I've just sold them all there, so that's fine. There's a merchant here who you can meditate and he'll appear, and there's a herbalist here, and they will, in fact, yeah, we'll just do that. About time we meditate anyway. Get the delayed recovery stuff going in a bit, but yeah, there's a herbalist here, so you can sell some things to him. Not sure what kind of prices he gives, I can't remember, but we'll have a quick check. Yeah, and I've already exchanged some of my coin with Vimy as well. Let's have a look. So these are Neca Warrior and Relievers. I think this is the one that, yeah, 4 lesser reds, 4 lesser green. Yeah, you're not going to be able to make that for ages, so there's no point buying the Relievers one. And what do you sell things for, good sir? Any decent amount? No. Okay. Well, you can have this stuff from us then, can't you? You could sell some of this thing to him as well. What's he give for Dwarven Spirit? Because you get so many Dwarven Spirit that if they sell those for a decent price, you can sell those to him. Like, yeah, I think so. He's not doesn't give a good price for honeycomb, but he does for everything else. So like, I seem to remember that's a pretty good price for alchemist powder, and that should mean that he gives the same pretty decent prices for alchemy paste, which is there, and we've got loads of those, so might as well sell some of those.
So long.
Excellent. And then there's usually this guy who's another merchant here, and again he's a good cherry cordial and things from for making white gold later, because he gives good prices and has a lot of money as well. So like, you need mandrake cordial and cherry cordial for making white gold a bit later. So if I was to buy like a few of those, he would have a ton of money. So does he have anything? Does he let us sell anything to him? Oh, see, if he gives good prices for alchemy paste, I think this is what I normally do. So like 11 for alchemy paste, 9. Yeah, so he gives good prices for stuff as well for these things. So I normally buy like with a mandrake cordial and things from that, because eventually you'll usually have to make some white gold and things. So he's a good person to sell a lot of this stuff to. So you can sell like 20 of these. You can actually sell a lot more than that. It's like, you don't need to keep that many of them. You just need like a few from what I remember, so you can just I'd have to watch my own video and find out what the exact numbers are, but you get a lot of Dwarven Spirit and things, so you can very easily sell these and get some back, you know what I mean? So we could sell some of those if we wanted. I'll sell a small number, I'm very conservative with this kind of thing, but yeah, you can sell some stuff to him, so get some things back there, like Temerian Rye. Virtually never going to use that, and Nilfgaardian Lemon. So you can sell those, get a good amount back for them, and then we've got some mandrake cordial and stuff like that. I'll tell you what I didn't I need an allspice.
So long.
I want to say I needed an allspice for one of the bombs. Let's have a look. Yeah, mistletoe and allspice. So mistletoe I could go and get from the graveyard near the pillars if I wanted to go there, but let's have a wee little look. Did he have allspice? Yes, for 13 crowns, so we'll buy one allspice and mistletoe. Right, so again, those are nice and cheap, so you could just again sell something to him that's, you know, not going to be very expensive, like Belize fruit. We don't need a lot of those, don't need a lot of the white myrtle and stuff like that, so you could sell white myrtle. I'm definitely not going to need another 65 of those on this playthrough, because I looted so many when I was just legging it around White Orchard, and then you can buy the odd alchemy ingredient from them. So now we're going to have, and Dancing Star once I find that, and these two we already discussed many times but not be able to make just yet. So next thing I really want to get is that next time I get a light essence, I'll be able to make enhanced gold Norio, and that'll be a good one. Right, cool. So we've got slightly increased armor, we've got a load of alchemy stuff again. I've already exchanged my coin with the good Vimy Vivaldi. Do I have any armor and things to sell to lighten my inventory? Absolute loads. So yeah, let's go and get rid of some of that as well. I'll also go and dump the arrows, the bolts for my crossbow that I can't use yet because they're too high a level. You get those in near the gargoyle in that chest near there.
Show me what you...
Alright, I like those armor pieces actually. So these are back, but if you've already read them, you've already got the thing. That's because I sold them again, so you don't have to buy them again, if that makes sense. Right, so let's see if there's anything good to dismantle these into. I kind of doubt there will be, but we'll just check. Don't think I really need any of this stuff. We should have enough. We should have enough. Like I say, those are good trousers if you're using light armor, but I'm sticking to medium here, so no need. And those actually have pretty good resistances. Really good resistances actually. I should wear those instead. Again, the armor rating doesn't really matter, so I'll see what they look like, because unless they look stupid, they'll be better, so I'll have a look at those. Then again, I could just stick with the matching set. I'll have a see. Don't need any of these. Do definitely want to dismantle these. Again, we'll sell some of those a little later probably. We'll keep the silver and the gold. I always dismantle those at the end of the game with the Grandmaster armor. So, and then we'll sell the rest. Cool. And we'll sell those to the blacksmith because he gives very marginally better prices for those. Also want to dismantle the swords, the Viper swords, and get those back. I've still got those, I think. Yep. So yeah, I could try those tracker's trousers. They probably look a bit silly, so yeah, they're terrible. So they're much better resistances and things, but I'm going to be vain, so I should use those really, but yeah, for the sake of vanity. We need to be about 11 AM usually for this guy to appear. 10 or 11 he's normally about. If somebody's not here and it's like a merchant or somebody, it's a good idea to try and do that. Meditate and just see if they appear between certain times. So we don't actually want anything crafting just yet because we've already got the runes. We just want to dismantle the Viper swords and get those back. So I should get the dust back as well. So I could either sell that sword or I could dismantle it, get some silver, amethyst, ruby dust and things. I think I'll just actually I will just sell them. Could keep those tracker's trousers, but get a sapphire dust just for dismantling that one. It doesn't sell for a great deal, so we'll do that. And if I'm not going to be using those swords, I may as well sell them. Again, whilst these people have the that is a lot better, yeah, whatever. Whilst they have money available, it's a good idea to sell some of the Triglav runestones, just because they get you so much money. And you got more than you'd ever use anyway, so really good that you get lots of the Triglav ones, and they're among the most valuable as well, so it's really good. So because we dismantle those swords instead of selling them, we should have the Divana runestones back. So we'll put one of those into each of the Valley of Flowers swords, which are the new DLC ones. So now we've got a couple of cool swords and a little bit better gear to go with our chest armor. Could use the other chest armor as well if you wanted.
Welcome.
Or especially if you accidentally sold the starting armor, which a lot of people have done. Do.
What do you
do? So yeah, that's cool. Right, so we could get water essence and make cat, but we're not going to just yet. We've already got the allspice. Oh no, we could have saved ourselves a crown. I've already got the allspice and the mistletoe. We've sorted that. Cool. Right, I think that's pretty much everything we want to cover in Novigrad for now. Got that sorted. Could go and get the see if there's any alchemy recipes in here, but this is a bit where you come back for one of Triss's quests. And again, with that little mechanic of things not being available if you're at too low a level, I don't want to pick those up yet, so I'll just leave them for now. And yeah, let's go and dump those arrows in the stash, as you were saying before. Bolts, not arrows. I always call them arrows. Anyway, go and dump those bolts. Not interested in Hattori's quest just yet, although they do scale with your level apparently. I'll have to check that out. But I'll leave that until it's a more appropriate level. Try out these DLC swords, they should be absolutely fine. We'll have looted most of this stuff already, just running around. Like I say, I recommend you spend like a half hour or an hour running around Novigrad looting things. And for free, if you avoid the guards where possible. But for now, we'll just dump everything else in the stash. So, we don't need you. We don't need you. You could clear up a bit of inventory space by putting some of these runes and things in as well, if you wanted. Bombs and everything, they don't take up any space. We've got a ton of this stuff, but we'll get somebody with good prices and end up selling some of these in due course. And whilst we're not using the Aracastic auction yet, as mentioned previously, it doesn't matter if your inventory's, you know, it's not even vaguely full. It's like 47 of 160, so you've got plenty of inventory space. Don't have to bother with that just yet. Okay, so now we can either do the Fike Island stuff. I just marked this on the map because I fought a Night Wraith there, so just wanted to note that because it was like level 15, so I wouldn't go searching it out just yet, but there was a level 15 Night Wraith there and I managed to take that out and get some dark essence from that. You get the light essence from the Noon Wraiths and dark essence from the Night Wraiths. Right, so now we can go Crow's Perch and then across to here and then get these two notice boards. There's a place of power to get there as well, but we're okay for places of power because we don't have any slots to put the abilities in yet, so no rush to do that just yet. I got the notice board at Oriton, so could just go there, and there will be a load of stuff down here to clear out as well though. I think I might clear some of these first because you tend to get a lot of recipes around here, and then you also get quite a few from Fike Isle. So let's go and clear out some of these, shall we? Which to do first? I've already got most of the stuff I need to do this, so I'll do the Fike Island quest first. Then I'll go and clear all that stuff. Fike Island quests aren't great. Well, actually, no, the Fike Isle quests are decent. The Forefather's Eve is quite annoying. I don't like the Pella ones, but yeah, they're alright. We'll go and do Fike Island and get a few interesting things from there. Secondary quests. There we go.
I asked her, how do I get
I'll get myself a boat. Man, I hate the boats. I wish they'd sped up, like, you know, say it was a magical enchantment or something and it sped up the sailing, because I get the sort of lore or reasons for it, but it isn't half annoying. Anyway, come back here for Graham, I believe. That's part of this very quest at the end of it. Cool. Yes, I can hear you.
How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Kira's voice is just funny to me, I don't know
Contact you
why.
again soon.
How goes it? Where are you?
This Xenovox, can I contact you with it or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition.
Wonderful.
Makes me laugh.
Geralt, are you on the Isle yet?
Right, got the rock fiends. Isn't there like a undiscovered location to get here somewhere as well? Where you take on a load of drowners? Yeah, I'll go and get this first, just before I forget.
Work. Can you hear me?
What?
Right, go and get this first.
Can't hear. Great, broke already. Sheesh, short-lived this magic.
What did you say? There's some interference. You must be very careful.
Yeah. Right, first, just gonna go and get this undiscovered location where there's a ton of drowners. Remind me to use my necrophage oil when I get there, because you know I'm gonna forget. You can see that my stuff's worn off from delayed recovery as well, because I meditated to get those people to reappear. So, in fact, I'll just do that now, because I can get them active. A couple of the ones that I wouldn't normally use, or don't use as often. And then I can get the other ones going after that. So, we always want Tawny Owl and Swallow, and then Blizzard and Thunderbolt next. So now we just wait for the toxicity to come down a bit. We've got those core ones, they'll remain active now. So we've got higher adrenaline, and more importantly stamina and healing, love those two. Right, so here is the undiscovered location for this one, and as soon as you pop out there's a ton of, whoops, get my boat a bit decked. There's a load of these little drowner thingies. That's 25, so can't use that yet. Golden Oriole, also 25. But once you get them all going, then you know you're good to go for a little bit. So, right, cool. So now we've got Blizzard, so we're just waiting on Thunderbolt. Do love me some delayed recovery. Oh, I forgot to put on the blooming. You know what I mean. Enhanced necrophage oil, fantastic. Did you not get that from Right, sorted. Yeah, I knew you. Yeah. That's a nice pack of drowners you got there. Be a shame if somebody was to burn the hell out of them. So yeah, this bit's quite annoying because you're in a quite enclosed space. Oh, especially if you get stuck. Get burning. And it's okay because Swallow gives me a load of healing, got a load of stamina regeneration, got sign intensity, and in a few toxicities time, also have a load of damage from Enhanced Thunderbolt. Yeah. Super. Keep going up as well, so actually not that difficult, even though it really should have been. I get a diamond rating ingot then, it's pretty good. I swear there's a recipe to be had somewhere around here as well. At least I thought there was. What's in here? Enhanced insecticide oil. Insectoid oil, rather. Fantastic. Can we get killer whale now? Did we get enough drowner tongues there? No. Oh, seriously, I killed all of those and only got one drowner tongue. That's annoying. As soon as I get a bear fat, I can make that though. That's cool. That's really annoying because I want to get this stuff and now I'm going to have to dive more times. Oh, these things are annoying. Whatever, I'll get it after. Yeah, this bit's less frustrating if you have killer oil, but killer whale. But yeah, whatever. I'll just have to dive and resurface a couple more times. Make sure I have the breath to take on the drowners, because it's much more dangerous to run out of breath from those than it is to actually take direct damage from them. Pop Thunderbolt whilst I remember. Cool. So a few chests to get here. Relievers, aforementioned relievers decoction. As I said, wasn't worth buying that because buying the recipe for that, because I'd not be able to make that for a long time because you need an excess of. Oh, superior beast oil. Damn, dude, that's pretty good. You don't normally get the superior oils that early. What would I need to make that? I would need cockatrice stomach. Okay, well that's going to be a little while, and a rubedo. But other than that, you know, I could make that if I went. I know where a cockatrice is as well. If I went to take on like a super over-leveled cockatrice, I could get that. Anyway, whatever. Try and figure out where the rest of these are. Get my breath back. Uh oh. Okay, at least he's very accurate with the auto shooting of the crossbow. You gotta try and figure out where the chests are. There's another one. Nice. Don't even have to be able to see them properly. Like, I couldn't see that one. Cool. Got ourselves a relic chest. And I think that's all of them. Because obviously they show up bright yellow. You can see them pretty well. Just try and make sure you're viewing in all the nooks and crannies. See if there are any others. I do need to get my breath back. And again, when you sort of, every now and again when you go to reapply your oil or anything, just apply a different type of potion. So golden oriole can be next on the list. Aha, there is one more. That's weird. Is that another one already got? They do that sometimes. But I would have thought I got that one. It's right next to the vault. Guess not. And that's why you have to look for these things. Another one with the dimeritium bomb. Never worth buying that. I mean, it's useful for just the wild hunt portals really, and yeah, I can live without it otherwise. It may be more useful for a couple other things post patch, but I don't remember ever seeing anything about dimeritium bombs changing particularly. And there are not a lot of magic based enemies. I think the thing that did it for me with the dimeritium bombs was it's not even useful on that insanely difficult quest where you have all of the elven statues come back to life. It's a level 40 quest in Toussaint, and these elven things come back to life, and they're like immensely damaging. It's like the scaling's messed up on them and things, and you throw a dimeritium bomb at them, it doesn't even stop their magic then. It's like, well, what's the point in you then? There's just no point. It sucks. Okay, that's it for the episode. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and sub, and I'll see you next time on the path.